What did you just send me? Johnny the Walrus. Oh my god. Read along with Matt Walsh. Okay.
Okay. Hello, boys and girls. My name is Matt Walsh. I am a children's author, and I've written a book called Johnny the Walrus. This book is all about identity and imagination. What is identity? Does anyone know what identity means?
No.
Do you know? You know what identity is? No? Okay. It's who you are, right? That's what it means. Now, who likes to pretend to be things? Is there anything you like
I'm just going to assume this is like a transphobic video.
to pretend to be? How about in the back?
I like to pretend to be
A ninja. That's a good one. What about you? All right.
I mean, he could become a ninja, though. That's the thing.
Well, we all like to use our imagination. Sometimes I use my imagination.
Like, you could become a ninja. You know, that's an actual achievable goal, I believe. You just got to train to be a ninja. I pretend to be a firefighter. You could become a firefighter, yeah.
Pretend to be a monster. I chase my kids around because I'm big and ugly, so I could be
You pretend.
a monster. That's what this book is about. It's all about a boy who pretends to be a walrus. He identifies as a walrus.
Right.
His mom's a little silly. She takes it seriously and thinks he really is a walrus. That's silly, isn't it?
So what is this thing doing on the floor?
We don't have to worry about that. We're going to read the book now. Okay. Johnny's a boy with a big imagination. One day he's a dog, the next day a crustacean. It's like a crab or a lobster.
It's just so dumb. Like, you know, like I understand it gets weird when it comes to kids identifying as trans and whatnot, but just the fundamentals, it's like, oh, like here's the thing, right? If your kid identifies as a girl, let's say you're your kid's biological boy, and they identify as a girl today, and then tomorrow they're a fucking elephant, then you know what? They don't take that identity seriously. There's no distress associated with it. But if your kid is like, I'm a girl for every day for like years, you gotta start taking it seriously at some point, you know?
One morning he came downstairs barking and clapping.
Because your kid clearly has some kind of like mentally distressful situation that they need help with, or they're gonna kill themselves. I mean, I'm not trying to be like harsh, but you know, if you don't take this seriously and get ahead of it and try to help this kid, you know, balance their life out and find the treatment method that's best for them, which could potentially be transitioning. I see me personally like socially transitioning first as they get older, and then once they hit like a correct age, you know, potentially hormone transitioning. If you don't get them the help, then your kid's just gonna like end themselves, and then you're gonna feel like a fucking piece of shit.
Clapping. Wood spoons for tusks and sock fins a-flapping. With spoons in his mouth, he's pretending to be a walrus. I'm Johnny the Walrus, he said with a roar. The wood floor's my ocean. The carpet's my shore. He's swimming around like a walrus. Isn't that silly? Johnny's mom loves her son's make-believe time. You're Johnny the Walrus till you change your mind, Mommy says. But Johnny's mom's phone said it's not just pretend. So she went on her phone, and there were people telling her that this isn't pretend, he's really a walrus. Only a bigot would say that. How dare you offend? What's a bigot? Anybody know? The mean person, right? Mommy was told to take John for a checkup. All these people are holding signs. Johnny is a real walrus, one sign says. Human walruses are real walruses.
This is just so dumb.
Let Johnny transition, all these people are saying. You'll need to eat worms and to put on gray makeup.
Do walruses eat worms? Well, I guess we learn something new every day.
The worms give you whiskers, the gray blends you in, the doctor says. And a simple procedure cuts feet into fins. The doctor wants to cut into Johnny and make him into a walrus.
That's scary.
It's gross eating worms, Mom. They're all so dang twitchy. He doesn't want to eat worms.
Worms are bad for you. I thought I didn't eat worms, but I did.
Wood spoons kinda hurt, and the makeup is itchy. Deep down, Johnny's mom knew that something was wrong. Look at Johnny. He's dressed up like a walrus, but he's not having a fun time. But she felt so much pressure, she just went along. The internet people knew just what to do. She went back to the internet to look for answers. Never a good idea.
Is this satire? Yeah, well, the whole point is that kids messing around and pretending they're walruses is identical to having like a trans identity and having like a lot of the emotional distress associated with it.
And Mommy was told to take John to the zoo. Now she's going to take her son to go live at the zoo like he's a real walrus.
I don't want to live at the zoo.
When Johnny arrived, the walruses grunted. And the mommy says, my boy's a real walrus. His growth was just stunted. But she really thinks this kid is a walrus.
But he's not.
No. The zookeeper thought, what's she talking about? Ma'am, that's just a boy with wood spoons in his mouth. Now he's the voice of reason.
Yeah.
But if I believe that, they'll say that I'm phobic. Protecting your son, ma'am, is what's most heroic. At last, Johnny's mommy was able to see that Johnny's not what he's pretending to be. Now Mommy ignores.
But the problem is that Johnny didn't want to complete his transition as a walrus. He's like, oh, these worms are kind of gross, and I don't like these wooden spoons, and I don't really like the makeup. which means that what we've effectively done here, if we made a direct comparison, is we allowed a kid to experiment with their identity, and then they found that that identity isn't right for them. So fundamentally, comparing that to trans identities kind of makes sense, right? I think we forgot as a society that we should let our kids experiment a little bit with their life. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know. If my fucking young boy was like, I'm a girl, I'd be like, whatever, dude, just fuck off. And then if if they really were, they'll keep saying it for like 10 years, and then I'll be like, all right, gotta take it seriously. You know what I'm saying?
The mean things on her phone, while Johnny pretends he's a bird flying home. The end.
When I was driving home and my mom would drive home, I would pretend that there was like a skateboarder skating next to me, like doing like fucking sick tricks. So,
thank you.
How do you make books?
No, I just sat down and wrote it.
There's another one.
There's another one too. We got a bunch of them. They're gonna be all over the place soon enough. You can ask your parents to buy it for you. Is there a particular ending we're looking for here, or just?
He's just even edited. He can't pull off a fucking decent video. Wow, that was amazing, dude. I can't wait to buy that book.